Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Louder! Krishna. There we go, louder! Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kalashanji Radha Kalashanji Shri Radhe Radha Kalashanji Radha Kalashanji Shri Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhu Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. If you like, you can pay your obeisances while we do Premadrani prayers. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Parahamsa Prakritarya Satorta Sri Shamad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Seko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Kalashanji Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Priyat Madanga Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the symbol devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the symbol devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the symbol devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Guranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya. Krishna Pasaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami. Hare Krishna, everyone. Okay, go ahead and take a seat. So what we'll do now for the program, for this new program. Thank you. Che. Now for the rest of the program, what we'll do is we'll take a seat, and there's a few announcements, and then we'll sing prayers to Lord Nrsingadev for the protection of all of us, our families, our friends. I'll just wait for everybody to sit down, please. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Raise your hand if it's your first time here to Radha Kalashanji Dham. Is it first time here? Anybody's? Oh, where? Oh, your first time? Oh, thank you so much for coming. Hare Krishna. Oh, in the back, your first time too? Oh, thank you so much for coming. Thank you everyone for coming. It said that nobody comes to the temple here without the personal invitation of Radha Kalashanji. So all of you accept that invitation. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Nanda Brajadas. I'm one of the priests here. And so we'll do a few announcements. Then we'll do Nrsinga prayers. Then we'll speak a little bit about Bhagavad Gita. And then there's prasadam being served. So at 1 o'clock in the hall. Does anybody know what Kalashanji means? The deities here, Radha Kalashanji. Kalashanji is our center deity. And his name is Kalashanji. Does anybody know what Kalashanji means? Kalashanji means beautiful, black, mooned face. And if you look at him there, he's got this beautiful black round face, right? And this beautiful smile. Radha Kalashanji, beautiful black moon face. Today is Amavasya, so it's a dark moon today, and Krishna's wearing black. The deities are wearing black. For you that don't know, can you give me a guess of how old Kalashanji is? How many years since this deity came into existence? Anybody have any guess? If you already know, please don't say. Let people make a guess first. Anybody new? Somebody, were you guys new? Hey, what's your guess how old Kalashanji is? 5,000 years. When Krishna came on the world, he came here 5,000 years ago, right? But we're kind of guessing, how old is the deity here? You know, the deity is, how old do you think the deity is? How old do you think? 20 years? 20 years old? Anybody else have a guess? Thank you. 500 years? Yeah, 550 years old, Kalashanji is. Makes him the oldest deity of Krishna worshipped in the Western world. He's absolutely amazing. And so amazing that this community here, this temple around here, has over 200 people, 200 devotees living within a half a mile to a mile. And those 200 people are doing different services for Kalashanji, like some people work in the restaurant here. Some people do pujari service or worship the deities. Some people send their kids to the school here. We have a school, our own school, with about 40 to 50 kids. And so this isn't this place here is really special because it is a dham. It's a holy place that's just in the middle of Dallas. And so we'd like to thank you all so much for coming. It's very nice of you. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll do prayers to Lord Nrsingadev and then some Bhagavad Gita. If you would like to sponsor the Arti ceremony, you can talk to me afterwards, after Bhagavad Gita class, if that's something you would like to do, or for any occasions that you'd like to sponsor an Arti ceremony. Again, we'll have prasadam at 1 o'clock. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki jai. Namaste Narasrimaya. Pralada Daine Pralada. Hiranyakashi Purvaksha Shila Tankana Kalaye Hito Nishima Parato Nishimo Hito Yato yamita to nishima yato yamita to nishima Mair nishimo hiraye nishimo hiraye nishimo Narasringa sharanam brapode Shringa Tavakara Kamala Varena Kam Advuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Brinam Keshavadrita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamala Varena Advuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vinam Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Sringadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Now what we'll do is we'll speak a little bit about Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Bhagavad Gita. Yes, no? Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God, right? So if you all want to turn this way, and then we'll speak together. You know, I'll ask some questions even, stuff, and you guys can answer, or you can ask questions yourself even on Bhagavad Gita. But we'll start before we read Bhagavad Gita by putting our hands together. And we say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So we're reading from this Bhagavad Gita right here. I'll show you in just a second after I get the mic fixed. There we go. This Bhagavad Gita right here. This Bhagavad Gita is commentated by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And he wrote this Gita for a particular reason. And that reason is because when he came to America, somebody asked him, Srila Prabhupada, what version of the English Bhagavad Gita should I read? And although there was 300 commentaries and translations in the 60s of Bhagavad Gita, he couldn't recommend even one. It's pretty surprising, huh? I mean, you'd think after 300 that there'd be one that Srila Prabhupada could suggest to read. But he couldn't suggest one. Why is that? Well, he couldn't suggest any of the Bhagavad Gitas to read because every one of the commentators, or the ones who translated Bhagavad Gita, were saying or giving their perspective on Bhagavad Gita. Does that mean we shouldn't give our perspective about Bhagavad Gita? No. We should be able to talk amongst people and give our perspective on Bhagavad Gita. But if you're going to write a book and a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, then you must write and commentate on Bhagavad Gita as Krishna recommends. And each one of these people that wrote this Bhagavad Gita and commentated didn't even take Krishna's advice on how to commentate on Bhagavad Gita. Does anybody know the system that Krishna speaks in the Bhagavad Gita about how this knowledge or how somebody should commentate on Bhagavad Gita? Raise your hand if you know. So Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita calls it the Guru Parampara. Have you ever heard of this? Guru Parampara? So Krishna sets up a system where he speaks it, then his disciple hears it, and that disciple becomes guru and speaks it to their disciple. And that disciple becomes guru and speaks it to their disciple, and so on, and so on, and so on. And if you look in this Bhagavad Gita, you'll see a list of all of the names of, let's see if I can find it. anyways, in the beginning of this Bhagavad Gita, there's a list from Srila Prabhupada all the way back to Krishna, from every guru who's learned and then taught Bhagavad Gita. This is called an acharya, somebody who teaches by example and is able to commentate on Bhagavad Gita. So Srila Prabhupada decided to write his own Bhagavad Gita, or not his own, but he decided to write Krishna's true Bhagavad Gita, and he calls it Bhagavad Gita as it is. So this is how we know that this Bhagavad Gita is written in a way that it's authentic, right? So we'll read one verse from Bhagavad Gita, and then we'll make some comments, and we'll see if there's any questions. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, we'll start here. This is a pretty simple verse. We'll just read the translation. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 4. Pretty interesting. Arjuna said, "O killer of the enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship?" Purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He says, respectable superiors like Bhishma and the grandfather and Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counteracted. And in general, it is etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather, Yugasena, or his teacher, Sandapani Muni? These are some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. So Arjuna is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, right? In this battlefield, we can't even really comprehend how big of a battle this is going to be. On each side, there's so many people that it looks like an ocean of people. And Arjuna is going to have to fight this battle. And he says, Krishna, will you please pull my chariot to the middle of the fighting grounds? I'd like to see who's on the other side. And when Arjuna comes to the middle, because Krishna takes him there, which is very kind of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna looks on the other side, and he's very remorseful. He's very, very remorseful because he sees not just enemies. It'd be easy to fight a battle if there was only enemies on the side, if you were a Kshatriya. If you were a warrior, you were trained to fight all of your life. This is what you're made for. This is actually joy for the Kshatriya. The Kshatriya sees a righteous battle and they become very happy. But Arjuna, when he comes, he sees his loved ones. He sees teachers. He sees family on the other side. And so he tells Krishna, I don't think we should fight. I don't think this fight is justified. And he gives so many good reasons not to fight. Arjuna gives an excellent commentary on why not to fight. But what does Krishna say? Actually, before Krishna says something, what does Arjuna say? Arjuna says to Krishna, he says, I've lost all composure to miserly weakness. I do not know what to do. I don't know. I lost my intelligence. I don't know what to do, what my duty is. So I'm surrendering to you, Krishna. You now tell me what is my duty. And so Krishna immediately turns from friend of Arjuna, and he turns to what? To Arjuna. He turns to Guru. Because this is what Arjuna is asking. Arjuna is Krishna's friend. They've sat on the same bed together. Arjuna's fed Krishna food stuff, and Krishna's fed Arjuna. They're friends. They're very intimate friends. And now he said, please be my guru. Please tell me what to do. I am surrendered to you. And Krishna does what? He immediately takes on the role of guru. And he says to what? To Arjuna. Arjuna, you're right. This battle, there are people on the other side. We shouldn't fight. You're right. Is that what happens? No. What does Krishna say? Krishna says, you're a Kshatriya. This fight, this war is just. Right? There's 5 people that are, when they are, what's the word I'm looking for? Aggressors. There's 5 types of aggressors that one is allowed to kill in Vedic tradition. One is, does anybody know one of these? I'll give it one first. It's somebody who tries to set fire to your home. You're allowed to be an aggressor. If somebody sets fire to your house, in Vedic terms, you're allowed to, do what you got to do. Anybody else know what other 4? Any of the other 4 aggressors? You can guess too. What would be a reason for fighting? Where somebody raise their hand over here? No? What do you think? What do you think is allowed to fight? How about if somebody tries to kill you with weapons? Oh, so somebody tries to kill you with weapons? What did he say? You can kill. If somebody tries to kill you with weapons, you can kill. What are the other reasons you can? Prabhu said it. If somebody tries to poison you, you mentioned one? Attacks your family? If somebody tries to kidnap your wife, if somebody tries to kidnap your wife, you're allowed to fight. Poison, weapons, wife, fire. What's the other one? I can't remember the 5th one. But those are pretty good reasons to fight, right? Well, what's that? If they try to steal from you? If they try to steal your kingdom. I think that is right. If they try to steal from you your kingdom or cheat you. This is for Kshatriyas. So the Kurus, how many of these 5 did they do against the Pandavas? All 5 of them. They tried to poison them, and the Pandavas said, no, let's not fight. Let's try to figure something out. They set fire to their home, and the Pandavas said, no, let's try not to fight. Let's try to work it out. They tried to kill them with weapons, and the Pandavas said, you know what? Let's let it go. And you know what the final straw was? They stole, they stole Draupadi, right? They kidnapped Draupadi. And not only did they kidnap Draupadi, what did they do? They tried to disrobe her in front of a whole assembly. And after that happened, the Pandavas said, okay, it's time to go to war. So Krishna, he doesn't give these reasons, but he goes, Arjuna, he says his first lesson of the Bhagavad Gita. And what's that? You're lamenting for that which is not worthy of lamenting for. And what is that? The material body, right? This material body is so temporary. It's not us. We are the soul within the body. Does that mean if your family member or your loved one leaves their body, should we be sad? Of course. We're going to miss them, right? We're going to want to know where our family member is gone. We might know where they've gone, but we're going to miss them, right? But we should at least have the right perspective. We should know that they're not gone, that they are still alive, but they've gone to the next life, right? And that they've simply left their body. And so Krishna says this to Arjuna. He says, you're lamenting for these bodily designations that aren't even real. They're not even eternal. So, how do we make this practical in our life? Raise your hand if you've been in battle in the last 10 years or ever in your life. Anybody, any war veterans? So we probably don't know what it's like to be in the heat of battle, right? So what does it look like in your life? You know, some of you are mothers, your fathers, you're going to school. So what does this have to do with us? How is Arjuna's situation like our situation? Well, Arjuna doesn't want to do his duty as a warrior. He doesn't know what to do. He's lost. Matter of fact, he says in the Bhagavad Gita, my mind has become depressed. I don't know what to do. Have you ever gotten to a situation where you don't know what to do? Where you're lost? How should I go about? What do I do? Ask a mother if they've ever been in that situation. And I almost guarantee you 100% every mother's been in a situation where they're a mom and they oh, how do I take care of my child, you know? And you're just lost, right? So in school or in your job every once in a while, do you get bewildered sometimes? Do you ever get lost and don't know what to do, don't know what action to take? Raise your hand if you get in that situation sometimes. Yeah? So what does Arjuna suggest from Bhagavad Gita? Raise your hand if you know what Arjuna is suggesting we do when we lost our composure, when we don't know what to do. Do your duty, right? But sometimes we don't know what our duty is even. Arjuna is a warrior who's like, we don't even have a real concept of warrior nowadays compared to the warriors of Vedic times. They grew up and the first thing they did, the first thing they held, their first toy was a bow. Their first toy was a sword. They from the very beginning of life, it was, we're fighters. We're here to protect, you know. And so Arjuna, who's been trained all his life, he even gets to a point where he doesn't know what his duty is. But he gives us his first lesson of Bhagavad Gita, and that is to turn to Krishna. Sometimes we get lost, we don't know what to do, and we can do like Arjuna. We can turn to Krishna and say, Krishna, I do not know what to do. I do not know my duty. I am depressed. I don't know how to move on in life. Please help me. Tell me what to do. And Krishna, He'll help. He'll send something in some way, shape, or form, whether it's enthusiasm, a push in our heart, or maybe He'll send the right person to us to help us to get over us, or sometimes He'll help us to ask the right question. Oh, maybe I should do like that. So in life, when you get into a situation where you're lost, don't know what to do, don't ask how. How am I supposed to do this? Or how should I move past this? Or what even? Instead, think of this how, and instead of the W being on the end, put it in the front. When we put the W and how to the front, what does it become? What does it become? Do you know? It becomes who, right? The who is our motivation. The who is what inspires us. So whenever you're doing something, if you're working, sometimes you might think, oh, my family needs me to continue to work, so I continue to work, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, the ultimate who is Krishna. When you don't know what to do, when you don't know how, or you don't know what to do, ask who, and ask Krishna. Turn to Krishna and ask Him, Krishna, what should I do? How do I move forward? Krishna, please, He's our topmost. You know, we have a team with us, right? We have the Supreme Personality, we have friends, we have family, we have mentors, we have coaches, team members, and stuff like that. But the ultimate who is Krishna. And when you turn to Krishna, you'll find the ultimate inspiration in life. And in that ultimate inspiration, you'll find the most happiness, because Krishna is there for you through good times and your bad times. Have you ever had a friend that you get to, when you're having a tough time, you get to talk to them and then they help you with your situation? What happens to your relationship? It grows stronger, right? So similarly, when in Krishna consciousness, in our devotional service and our relationship with Krishna, when we turn to Krishna and He helps us out, and we turn to Him and He gives us a shoulder, He gives us a help, our relationship with Him strengthens. And when our relationship strengthens with Krishna, our heart becomes very happy. And that's our goal in life. Everybody wants to be happy. And we're turning to things like our iPhones, our cars, all these different things and trying to be happy. I'm not saying they're not practical and we don't use them, but try to realize with right perspective what they are. They're not going to make you happy. They're going to help you to do some service or do some things, but the ultimate thing that makes us happy is our relationship with Krishna. So we got about 5 minutes. What I'll do is I'll turn to everyone and ask, is there any questions, thoughts, comments? Don't be shy. I really like questions. Questions are my favorite. Actually, to be honest with you, when I sit here and just monologue, it's not so fun for me. It's not, we're talking about Krishna, so it's nice. But when people ask questions, oh, that's very nice. So any questions? Any question at all? Okay, we'll end there. Thank you all for sitting, coming to the Arti ceremony, coming to Puja. Thank you for listening to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We'll have prasadam over the hall over here in just a few minutes, or you can go to a restaurant. I have an office next to the hall if you'd like to come and talk about anything at all. If you have any questions about the temple, how to get involved, or any questions on Bhagavad Gita or spiritual life at all, I'm available. My name is Nanda Brajadas. Thank you all very much for coming. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Pramanande. Hare Hare Bo. Hare Krishna. Make sure that you take Charanamrita before you leave. This is the best Charanamrita in the world. I'm not just saying that because I am from this temple. It is amazing.